Hello friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. I am here today for the Open Collab Crafty Clusters hosted by Susan Hiles Art. And so it's on Wednesdays and it's Open Collab. That means if you want to join in anytime you can. You don't have to join in every week, just whenever you want, here and there, or every week, or whatever you want to do. You just let Susan know and she'll add you to her description box, and you add her link up to her channel in your description box, and there you go. I think you're pretty much ready to go. So yeah, and use the hashtag crafty cluster so we can all find each other. And I have really learned a lot already with this this collab, because I thought, I kind of thought I knew what I was doing when I was making clusters, but I didn't make that many. I haven't made that many, and when I saw all the different ideas, I was just really inspired. So tonight, Susan has had prompts for the first 3 weeks. This is the 4th week, I believe. And so this week we are kind of on our own and do whatever we want. And of course you can do whatever you want any of the weeks. She doesn't make you hold to the prompts. So it's just, to give you an idea of what you can do, which is really neat because, sometimes we need ideas of a direction, right? So today I've been working on the Charlie Brown journal, and I kind of finished with it, and actually I already did a flip through, which I haven't published yet, but I still added to it even after the flip through. I think I added a couple things, and then I thought, oh, maybe I'll add some clusters to it. So I started looking at my fabrics. I've kind of been doing fabric clusters. So here's what I've got. I've got my scraps. I pulled out my scraps. This is a bag of like strips that are scraps. Okay, so this is the strips. You can see I've got some lace in there too, but mostly strips in here. So that's my strip bag. Pulled that out, and just in case, because there's some wide strips that I can cut into squares or rectangles. Now this bag right here, this is my rectangles, or also this is, I think this is actually, let me look at this again. They may have gotten a little mixed up, but this is skinnier, like thinner strips. This is thicker strips. Okay, so I'm trying to keep it organized right. Thinner strips, thicker strips. These are pieces of fabric that I've cut into rectangles. See, like this here? Rectangles. Okay, that's my rectangle bag of little scraps, and this is they get smaller as we go here, but this is my bag of squares. So what I really prefer when I cut squares is to have a pinking sheared edge. I just really like that, and when you put them into clusters, I think they look really cute with that little pinking sheared edge, right? So that's my little squares. And then I have a little bag of scraps when I have like just a little bit of rickrack or embroidery floss or something. I put it in here, and I have a little place where I keep this bag. So that's what I have pulled out, plus a little bit of extra rickrack in case I need it, and some lace. And so my point is that I'm going to be working with little squares and rectangles, and I have the other bags here in case I need to cut more, right? Like I'm going to get like 25 done here in this little bit of time we have here in the video, but I pulled out some already. And I was going to show you, I got myself a new pair of pinking shears, because I have a pair that I've had since I was about, I'm going to say 17, 18. My parents I bought myself a sewing machine, a used one from my aunt, a Sears, I believe it was. But it still worked great. And I used it for many years. And my parents, when I bought that sewing machine, they bought me like stuff that I needed to, because my mom is a seamstress. And so she knew what I needed. So she bought me basic supplies like scissors and pinking shears. So pinking shears I have, the only pair that cuts fabric is the pair I had since I was like 17. And they're just not that sharp anymore. And I know you can get them sharpened, and I looked into that, but it seemed like it was going to get a little pricey, and it was just cheaper for me to buy a new pair on Amazon. So that's what I did. I got these. They're nice and big and a comfortable handle here. I really like them. I've used them already, and I didn't know, like, these were like under $8, guys, with free shipping. So you can't beat that. I know it's not a name brand like Fiskars or anything, but whatever. They work great. And it came with these. I didn't know these were going to come with it, but look what they came with for $8, or under $8 actually, $7.95 or $7.88. I'll link them below if I can find it. I think I should be able to find it, but they came with these little snipper things. I've never had these before or used them. Aren't they cute? Yeah, so I was surprised. I'm like, what is this? Oh, look at that. Little scissors. Oh, they're little snippers I see people use. And I have a seam ripper, but it's that little small one that I've also had since I was 17. So this one has a nice big handle. So cool, right? I got 2 little new tools there that I didn't know I was getting. And some new, cheap as they may be, they work awesome. And I'll let you know. I know I just started using them, but see, they just very easy to open and close. They're not hard or anything, but they're feel really sturdy, and I've been cutting cottony type fabrics and they're great. So anyway, let's get down to some clusters here. So this is the first one I was making. Some of these, if I feel like they're the right colors, might be added to my Charlie Brown journal. If I add a couple in there, I would like to add at least one. So, and maybe put a couple in the goodie bag. That would be cool. So I've got a strip of, let's see, this is where I like to use pinking shears. It keeps, what my mom taught me was, it keeps your fabric from fraying. That's a good reason to pinking shear your edges. In case you didn't know that, you probably did, but that's what my mom taught me. A good reason to use your pinking shears on your edges. And look how cute. I wasn't planning on doing that, but I just saw that little fray and I was like, gotta use my pinking shears. So, and this one's a little crooked here. Let's cut this straight. Now I'm going to be thinking of excuses to use my pinking shears, right? Now that I cut one, I got to cut it all the way around. And you can cut off just a little strip there, you see. Just barely. You're not hardly cutting off anything, but you're getting that little edge. So yeah, let's do it. I wasn't planning on doing that. And then, this is some scrap pieces of denim that I had from a little clothing item that I took apart and cut up for my crafting. And then this is just some fabric I had left over from something. This is a little piece of scrap rick-rack. So we got blue, red, blue. And on top I was going to put this white button. And I have some thread ready here. I thought I'd just sew it together. I kind of been sewing or stapling. If I've been stapling, like, I don't mind. I have a tiny attacher, and it's not the name brand Tim Holtz one. It's one I bought at Tuesday Morning that works just fine for me. So I have, the little tiny staples. And actually I don't mind if they show, but I have been, let's see, I should have probably started on the other end. I'm going to have to cut that little tail off. But yeah, I should have, or when I use the tiny attacher, let me get this through here real quick. I just want to show you, I'm sewing on this button real quick. Well, I think it's going to be quick. This may be some slow stitching here. But yeah, when I use the tiny attacher, I have been covering it up, not necessarily on purpose, just by coincidence of what I'm using on my there we go, on my cluster. So let's get this sewn down real quick. I might pause for a second and just sew this around. I just wanted to show you my how I built this up. So just one second. Let me show this so you don't have to be tortured. Just one second. Okay, so I just went 3 times around, and I feel like it's nice and strong now. So I'm just going to kind of I just make a little knot by, like we did in this. If you did any of the slow stitching tags with 52 tags handmade, I did some of those. I think I already knew how to do this, but she reinforced it for me, where you just make a little knot by sewing back through your stitches on the bottom here. And you can do it a couple times if you're worried about it. Just make a little knot like that, double knot, whatever. There we go. So, and I can cut that off now. I'll leave a little tail, but this will be glued down onto something. See, now I can glue this down on something. It's not too bulky, and it's cute. This is the little tail that I started with, so I'm going to cut that off. We don't need that anymore. The knot is down in the hole there. Okay, so there's one little cluster. And these are going to be small this week. I liked the big one last week that I made, but I wanted to make some small ones, maybe for a Charlie Brown journal or whatever. I like to put them on the list of little corners of pockets, or you could put them on the front of a journal too if they fit in, like if you need to cover up. I've made them to cover up UPC barcodes, So just one knot is all I needed to, and it didn't come through this fabric. So let's make one. I saw these little cute little squares of fabric. They were already cut with I actually have a roller blade. I think these were cut with my roller blade. I have a roller blade that cuts fabric, and it has a pinking sheared edge, and this is the pinking sheared roller from my roller blade. I should use that and get it out and use it more often. But the scissors are a little handier because when I use the roller blade, I have to get out a separate cutting mat. So I do it in my kitchen, on my kitchen counter, and put a cutting mat in there. So it's a little bit more to get it together, right, than just grabbing a pair of scissors. So I've got this fabric here. Let me see what I have to go with that in my scraps. I'm kind of challenging myself to just use my scraps here. So we've got orange, yellow, and maybe some black or brown or dark gray there. So I don't know if I have anything to go with that. I may have to go get a different, I've got some scraps that I don't have cut up. And if I don't have, oh, here's some, I see something orange here. I see something orange. Yes, I do. Some orange scraps in here. Some of the batik fabric. Thank you to the subby who told me what this is called. That'll look good with this, right? Okay, let's get a couple pieces of that. So that'll look cute. I might pinking shear the edge though. See, my pinking shears weren't working that great, so I think I was just kind of like being. They look good though with the straight edge and then a pinking sheared edge. I kind of like that. Maybe I'll leave it. It's not, and I like the frayed look too, so it doesn't have to be all pinking sheared. So we've got two pieces there. Let's see, the other one, this was 2 pieces of fabric, a piece of rickrack, and a button. So let me see. Let me look at my rickrack here. Oh, I've got some yellow rickrack in here. So yeah, I like it when I find things in my scraps that I can use up, Well, that'll look cute, won't it? Okay, let's do it. Let's make 2 more. Little piece of rickrack here. Don't need that much. Let's see. This end is kind of frayed. Let's cut that off. Make it nice and pretty. There we go. See, that's what I like about these. Every week I'm always amazed. Like I get out all this stuff and it's so simple just to throw a few of these together, Okay, let's see what buttons we have here. We've got orange flower, orange batik, orange flower, and yellow. So see how the white stands out on this one. Now here's a big orange button. That could be cute. It's kind of bulky though, so I don't know. Here's a little orange one. I would like it if I was putting it on the outside of a journal maybe, but I don't know what I'm doing with it. So I'm going to put that to the side and save it for something else right now for the moment. Oh, that looks cute. A bright orange one. That looks really cute. And let's see what other colors we have in there. The gray. See, here's a big dark one, but that's, yeah, I think that's too dark. Let's put that to the side. I'm going to put the ones I'm not using in the lid here so they don't go all over the place. Here's another big orange one, but it's a little flatter, but I don't think it's quite flat enough. It's about half the flatness of that one, but it's not anywhere near as flat as that one. Okay, let me see what else we got here. Let me pour some out. Oh, here's another big one. Oh, it's so cute though, isn't it? I might have to use that. Let me see what else. Any other colors? Another orange one. That one's kind of curvy, and I think that's too bulky for right now. I do have, let's see how this yellow one looks real quick. No, that'll be yellow on yellow though, so that won't stand out. See how it doesn't stand out? I like it to stand out a little more. So I might just go for this one. This one's a little flatter. I think I can keep it pretty flat, and I have another bottle here. Oh, there's a little tiny orange one, but I think that's too tiny. So let's just go for this one, or these two. And so we're gonna stitch these on, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm finishing this one up, and the only couple tips. I started, so you saw me start on this first one here, and I started from the top. I would say it's better to start from the bottom, then you don't have that tail from your knot coming out at the top of your button, of course. Just in case you're a new sewer, maybe you didn't know that. So I started from the bottom, went around 3 times, and then just again tied a knot here on the bottom. So I just went through my threads that are there, and then you go up through your loop and you have a knot, and then I just do it again just to make sure everything's going to stay in place. And so then you have a double knot. And the only other tip is, let's see, what was I going to tell you? Oh, just to hold everything together, you see how you have this little piece of rickrack. I just make sure my button is on there. See how I have it right on my rickrack? And that way you're going through everything, even the little piece of rickrack, so everything is going to stay. You know what I mean? If you miss the rickrack, then your rickrack's going to be trying to be crooked or fall off or something. So yeah, that's just my few little tips I have there. So we've got 3 here so far. Let's see if we can, I'd like to build another couple of red ones. So let's see what I have to go with the red, because I already have this red out here. And actually we can build a little bit bigger one. Let me get my knot here. So that's ready. See, I have, these are not necessarily all squares. I pulled these out of my rectangle bag, but they're folded in half for some reason. I guess it's just the, I don't know, whatever happened because they're all folded in half here. I know I was using some of these for to make long wraparound closures for my journals or whatever, just to have fun, to make some, long strips, almost like a snippet strip, but just with fabric and not little pieces, you know what I mean? So anyway, I've got some rectangles. Let's see if we can make a couple of rectangles here. I love these little squares too, though. So do I have any more? Let's see what I have. I have some of this. That could be pretty with that. Let's cut a couple pieces of that. This is a strip from a vintage tablecloth. That looks pretty. And so I'm cutting little rectangles to go over my current rectangle, red rectangles. And let's see what else I have that might go. This has blue and red and white. So this is kind of like off-white, these little strips here. And let's see then, this is still can go in my strips bag, I guess. I'll sort it out later. Let's see, any blue, oh look, what is this? That's a little thin, but it could be cool. Let me see. This is a little piece of gingham, a little gingham strip. Let's put a piece of that on top. Let's leave it. I'm trying to be too picky here and make everything straight and perfect. Let's just leave the crooked cut there. That's crooked right there. Let's leave it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. These are scrappy, a bit of scrappy clusters. Okay, so we've got those 3 pieces. Do we want to add any rickrack? Let me see. What do I have in here? I've got orange, I've got blue, I've got white. That could be interesting. Some white rickrack. Let's see how that, do I have any red? Something is red in here. What is this? This is, is that red or orange? Oh, I think it's red. All right, let's get that out. Yeah, here's the orange. So this is definitely red and white rickrack. The yellow could even be pretty on there, wouldn't it? Ooh, that would be pretty. Let's put yellow on one. Let's put yellow on one. Let me get some yellow. Let's see how we want it. It kind of looks really pretty on the blue, doesn't it? Let's get a little piece that can fit on the blue there. And so I'll put yellow on that one. Wouldn't that look good in a cookbook journal or a farm journal? Okay, so we've got, even this orange would probably look pretty. Well, maybe not. Change my mind on that one. Okay, so we got yellow. Let's try out I mean, I'm sure red or white would look good, but let's try out the white. The white would look like this. Cute. Let's try the red. I really like that yellow though. I don't know. Red and yellow just looks really cute together. Let's try a red one on that one. I like that. So exciting, right? Let's try a little piece of red. Okay. Doesn't take much, does it? Okay, a little piece of red. Should we do it like this? Or like this? I think I like it with the blue. Okay, now we need a button to sew it all together. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Okay, buttons. See, I have two things of buttons here, just in case. Let's see, I think I see a little, is that pink or red? I think that is red. Is that red? That would look cute right there, unless I find a bigger one. A bigger one might look better. And over here, let's see, oh, there's a yellow one. A yellow on top of that red would look cute. And let me see if I have a bigger red one. Let me see. Any bigger red ones? Whoops, where did that go? Any bigger? Oh, you know what I have? Hold on. I put it aside because I saw it earlier. Yeah, I thought I might want to use it. I have a little bow button here. Isn't that adorable? I think I got that in Happy Mail. So this could go on here, however we want to do it. But it does have a shank that I like to cut off. So, you know, last week I cut off some shanks too, and I just used my wire cutters and took it and squeezed it right off. And so see if it works on here. It should. This is just plastic. There we go. Yep, came right off. So now we have to glue this on though. Let me see if I can get this a little flatter. I have my stapler here just in case I need it. And it's a tiny attacher, so it just puts a little staple in the middle. Might not be able to get any more of that off of there, but let me just try one more time here. No, I don't think I can get a hold of that. I don't think so. Well, I don't want to break the button or anything, but let me see. I think that is all I can do. Yeah, I got a little bit more off, but I think that's good. Okay, so this one, we're going to put the red button over the yellow. I think that'll be pretty. So I'm going to use my tiny attacher on this one. And this is just a tiny staple, and then the button will be over the staple, so you won't even know it's there. Haha. But it holds everything together. Okay. And then a little glue over that to hold the button on, right? So we're going to put it on the button so we don't put too much on our fabric. You know, I want to get it good on here because I got a little bit of a bump there from where that shank was. So let's get enough on there so hopefully this will glue down over our staple. You know, looks so cute. So I'm going to leave it there to dry. I can see the glue a little bit, but not too much. No, it's kind of oozed out and then it went back in. Okay, let's leave that to dry. I've got my needle ready for this one. Isn't that cute? I might pinking shear these edges. We'll see after that dries. Okay, so I'm going to sew this one on and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got that sewn together. And I think I'm going to pinking shear the edges over here. I've got a lot of straight edges here, and I think we need a little contrast here of between all of our straight edges and have a little bit of something a little different here. So there we go. So just one second, somebody's coming. Okay. All is clear. So yeah, this one is the one I just sewed the button on here, and I made sure it went through my rickrack and everything, and then we just pinking sheared the edges. So that's a little rectangular one, and this is the other one. See the difference that rickrack, I mean that pinking shear edge makes? It really kind of makes a big difference, I think. But you don't have to do that, of course. So this one's still drying with the bow there with the glue. I think it's still, I'm not trusting to be too rough on it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and pinking shear this, carefully pinking shear these edges on this one, and I think we'll be done. I'll show you what we did today. So super fun, and I love the colors here that we chose. And I love the buttons. So and here's the three red, the three that we made with the red fabric. This one has the blue. And then we decided to use the lace and the gingham on this one with the different colors of rickrack and the two different buttons. This one was kind of like red, white, and blue. And this has the orange and yellow. So cute, right? And so fun. Great way to use up some scraps. Have some fun with your buttons and your rickrack. And there you go. 5 clusters really quick. So yeah, thanks for watching today. And be sure to check out all the participants that will be listed under Susan's video. And I have Susan's video linked. So yeah, everybody has such awesome ideas. I've really been enjoying it. And thank you, Susan, for hosting this collab. And I will see you all in my next video. Have a great day and happy crafting.